Hey everyone, James, not Crypto Jimbo, here today. I'm very tired of crypto. Be totally honest. Let me know in the comments. Are you tired of crypto? Really, I'm tired of investing in general. I'm tired of giving money to someone and then just praying, oh, please let them just handle it well and not run away with it and make good decisions. And I'm just done with it. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. I don't like feeling helpless. So as I've mentioned in a few videos, I've kind of shifted completely back to the business side of things. That's where I was successful originally, and I'm just going to stick there, and I'm going to try to help others be successful as well. So you notice I haven't been making a lot of videos recently. There's not crypto stuff that I'm interested in. And I've been putting my head down. We're building a lot of apps. I built quite a team. I'm really excited about what we're building. And I want to help others build successful businesses as well. And you might hear a little bit more Jesus in some of my videos. Honestly, it's very hard to make videos. Jesus and God's word is what consumes most of my thoughts and most of my feelings. And so it's really hard to get on a video and to be all gung-ho about making money. Money is a tool. You can use it to serve the Lord. Pure and undefiled religion, visit widows and orphans in their distress. And again, when I go and visit widows and orphans, and I'm like, hey, I want to take care of you. What do you need? The answer is almost always money. So I'm not against making money. Again, I think God's blessed me with some business acumen, so I want to use that to serve him. And I want to help other people. If you want to start a business, I want to be a resource for you to help you get that going. So still have passive apps business. You're welcome to go and submit your app idea and I'll give you feedback on that. We've had almost 2,000 people submit app ideas and it's been overwhelming, but I love it. I love just seeing the ideas that people have, trying to hone those ideas into something that I think could be successful. Not all ideas are going to make, $50 million. Okay. Some ideas are, hey, that's a great idea to make $200 a month, but $200 a month can be kind of life-changing, especially if you're able to do it multiple times. You get 5, side hustles or little businesses out there that make $200 a month. That's $1,000 a month. So this is completely free. You can go to passive-apps.com. You can submit your app idea and I'll put together, hey, this is what I would build. This is the potential market. This is the potential revenue. And I love this. So go fill this out. This is free. Fill out as many as you want. If you have multiple ideas, fill it out multiple times. Again, there's a little bit of a backlog. I might take a little bit to get there. But go submit your ideas. And then we've got a lot of people in the program. It's $397 a month, and I maxed that at 5 months, so it's going to be a max of $2K. I feel a little bad for people who got into the program earlier because later we've built and found just way faster ways of getting things done. But some of those original people, I don't want to, go back and rewrite everything from scratch. But the goal with this is not just we build a mobile app, or we're building a lot of web apps now too, like software as a service. The goal isn't just to build it and then give it to you and say, hey, thanks for doing business. The goal is that we build it and then we become a partner with you in making this successful. And our goal for each of these apps, this kind of our starting goal is to make $500 a month from each of these little mini businesses. But I think a lot of them we can take even further. So we're only taking maybe 1 or 2 a week. At the beginning, I took too many initially, and then we had major logistical problems, which, I apologize for that. I thought that programming would be the bottleneck, but we have AI implemented in such a way where programming is actually kind of the easy part. The hard part has been communication, because people want to communicate with me, and a lot of the questions people have require my input. And so I wake up every morning. I'd show you my email box. I just woke up not too long ago, 200 emails every day. And I'm even, trying to utilize AI to make that process easier. But go submit your app ideas. If you want to join the program, that would be great. We're having a lot of fun with that. But for people who aren't quite ready to join the program, my friend Nolan actually approached me about this idea, and I said, hey, I don't have time. And he said, I'll handle it. So he's put together a school. It's kind of a training course where basically I walk you through the process of what we're doing in the app business. So it's quite a bit cheaper. It's $97 a month. There's a free trial, so it's just in the school community. There's a training course part of it, and then I do weekly calls where I'll kind of walk through a certain topic and then answer questions that people have. But the goal of this is really for you to start your own business. You can build a mobile app, you can build a software as a service web app, and I just want to walk you through that process. Even the AI process of getting the app actually built. We're to a point where using AI, people that don't have programming knowledge can get software out there. I mean, this is a game-changing time in technology, and I'm here for it. I love it. I want to be a part of it. So I just want to walk through, this is really the 10 steps. When I kind of took, my original software that I wrote that I ended up exiting for 7 figures that kind of got me, into YouTube, into crypto, into investing. I kind of, went back and looked at, okay, what was it that I did that was actually successful? Trying to make kind of a blueprint that other people can follow. So briefly, I just want to go through this. This is what we go through in the school community. This is the process that my team goes through with each of the apps in the Passive Apps program. But step 1 is you need to find a problem. Okay, so many people that submit their app ideas, it's like, well, what problem are you solving? And there's not really a problem they're solving. It's just some good idea that they thought that they have. Business is solving people's problems in exchange for money. That's what business is. So if you're starting any business, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what problem am I solving? People don't just hand over money willy-nilly, okay? You have to solve something, solve a problem in their life that they're willing to give, $10 a month or whatever for you to solve. And I've talked about this before, but one of the big problems I see is there's 2 types of problems that you can solve. There's painkillers and there's vitamins. So a lot of the ideas that people submit are vitamins, which means they're not really problems people know that they have. They're kind of just nice to haves. Nobody really thinks, oh, I'm in pain, I need a vitamin right now. You have to kind of convince people that they need a vitamin. If you make some new product that just will improve someone's life, but it's not something they know they need, the marketing is very difficult because you have to convince them that they need what you have, and then you have to convince them to give you money for it. And it's a pretty uphill battle. So I kind of stay away from vitamins. If the problem you're solving is just a nice to have, it's going to be very hard to market. I recommend you think of a new problem to solve. The best problems to solve are painkillers. So it's people are on Google looking for a solution to a pain point that they have. And then your software, your app, your mobile app, your web app eases their pain. People go to Walgreens or pharmacy, wherever pharmacy. Let me know in the comments what pharmacies are around you. We have Walgreens here. People go there looking for Tylenol because they have a headache. That's easy to market. Tylenol doesn't need to do a lot of advertising. It's when people have a headache, they're going to go look for it. Those are the types of problems that you want to solve. So then step 2 is once you have a problem, you have a great problem, it solves a pain point for people. And by the way, I should mention, often it's best if it's a problem that you have. You're solving your own problem. Again, if you have a pain point, chances are there's other people that have that pain point. Again, there's 4 billion people on the internet. So if you have a pain point, you're probably not alone in that. So solve a pain point. And then step 2 is figuring out who are the potential audience, the customers who have that pain point. That's your target audience. And again, one of the problems I see in our app program so far is a lot of times people want to reach everyone. They want to be everything for everyone. And there's a saying that if you're everything for everyone, you're actually nothing for no one. Okay, you have to niche down. You have to say, no, I'm targeting this specific group of people that have this specific problem. And that's what your business is going to be built around. So then once you have your pain point, your problem that you're solving, and you have your target audience that has that problem, now what you need to do is get a list of potential customers. Okay, and the best way to do this is with what we call a lead magnet, is building your email list. Basically, you make a free resource, and AI has made this such a breeze. It used to take me a full day to build a lead magnet, but now I can build a good lead magnet in like 20 minutes. But a lead magnet is basically, it's a free resource. So, maybe it's a PDF, a guide that kind of helps solve the problem that your target audience has. But it's kind of a minimal product. It's, maybe a 1-sheet PDF or maybe, a 5-page guide or maybe a quiz or a checklist. But what you do is you offer this free resource, but it's not actually free. You give it to people in exchange for their email address. So you're providing a little value in exchange for a little cost, which is they're giving their email address. It doesn't cost them any money. It's amazing. If you ask somebody to give you $1, you're going to hit a lot of roadblocks. But if you ask people to give you their email address, people will do it pretty easily. Again, they can just unsubscribe if they don't want what you're sending. So what you do is you build this free resource, a PDF guide, and then you make a landing page. and you say, hey, give me your email address and I'll give you this guide. And that does two things. First off, it qualifies your leads. So if you title your lead magnet well, if your problem that you're solving is redheads aren't accepted in society, it's true. It's a real problem that us redheads have. It's a pain point. It's painful that I don't fit into society well because of the color of my hair. So my target audience would be redheads who don't fit into society. That's my target audience, and they have a pain point. And I'm going to come up with a solution that solves that pain point. So then my lead magnet might be 10 things I wish I knew as a child with red hair, or something like that. Some title that's going to qualify people who download that resource. You're not going to have random people. I mean, maybe they're just curious because that's a pretty good title, actually. But the main people who are going to be willing to give their email address in exchange for that PDF are going to be people who have the problem that you're solving. So it qualifies people. You're not going to have random people getting onto your email list. What you're going to end up with is an email list of people who downloaded that free resource who are qualified for the business. They have the pain point. They have the problem that you're solving. So you have a qualified list of potential customers. The next thing is, okay, let's build the business. We've got the problem. We've got the target audience. We've got the lead magnet in place. So we've got a list now of email addresses of potential customers. Next is now you need to build the product. And this is not as difficult as it used to be. Again, we're relying heavily on AI. And when I say use AI to build a product, to build some software, I'm not saying that you can go build Facebook using AI and be super successful, okay? If you don't know programming, you're going to have to build something pretty narrow. It's going to have to be something pretty simple, okay? It can't have a lot of features. But honestly, one of the best industries, one of the easiest to make an app for or a software as a service is education. Those apps are not difficult to build, just an app that teaches you about something. Duolingo is really popular. We're building several Duolingo type apps, but focused on different things. So again, maybe it's a Duolingo app for redheads to fit into society better. Okay, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Something like that is not very difficult to build using AI. We've kind of perfected this process, and I'm just going to share it with you all. I'll just give it as part of that training course. And once you have your app or your web app, your mobile app, once you have it built, then the next step is you need to monetize it. And what we've found works best is you build kind of a freemium version. So again, you have your free PDF to get their email address. Then you have kind of a free app that again solves their problem even a little better than the PDF guide did. And it's still free. They still don't have to give you money, but this time they have to download an app or they have to sign up on your website in exchange for receiving kind of this minimum product that helps solve their problem that they have. So you give them a freemium version of the software, and then you say, hey, if you really want to solve your problem, pay $9 a month for the premium version. So what you end up with is kind of a funnel where you're going to have, a lot of people that want the free resource. Then a few of those are going to want to download the free version of the app. Then a few of those are going to want to pay for the app. So again, if you have 1,000 people that download the PDF, you have 100 that download the app, and then you have 10 that end up paying, $10 a month for the premium version. And that's kind of the marketing funnel to start getting customers into your business. And you might say, well, okay, if you're only charging $10 a month, it's going to take a long time to make a significant amount of money. And, that is true. It's going to take a lot of customers. But the cool thing is, on the internet, there are a lot of customers. And I love the recurring monthly revenue model because, if you get 5 customers this month, the next month you start already at 5 customers. So if you get another 5 customers next month, now you have 10 customers. And that recurring monthly revenue, rather than just a one-time payment where, okay, now I got to find 5 new customers this month just to get to 5 customers. Now you can just kind of slowly build. And even if it's slow, even if you're just adding 5 a month, you're adding $50 in recurring monthly revenue a month. If you're just adding 5 new customers, then after a year, you have 60 customers. So now, the was $10 a month. Now you're making $600 a month. And then you do that for another year. And, and hopefully you're getting better at marketing. And now you have some money that you can invest into marketing. So now maybe you're getting 10 new customers per month. So now after a year, you have 120 new customers this year. and 60 customers from last year, you have 180 customers. So now you're making $2K a month. And now you have more that you can invest into marketing. Now maybe you can start making your first hire. And that recurring monthly revenue can just roll over into a decent sized business, even if it's slow and steady. What do they say? Slow and steady wins the race. Have you heard the story of the tortoise and the hare? The tortoise wins. Spoiler. Get some monetization, get recurring revenue, and then you build a sales email sequence. So again, you have this list of potential customers that are downloading your lead magnet, and you're going to keep having more and more. People are going to keep downloading this lead magnet. I have lead magnets I put out 10 years ago that people are still, I'll see a new email trickle in. I'm like, where'd that come from? And it was a lead magnet I had built that I totally forgot about. But then what you do is you create an automatic email sequence that when someone downloads your lead magnet, you kind of nurture them. You send them emails, every few days, helping solve their problem. It's all focused around solving their problem with the goal of them downloading the free version of your app. And then when someone's downloaded the free version of your app, you have an email sequence automated. Again, you're not inputting it, just you set it up once and it's good to go. And the goal is convincing them to download the premium version. So you have kind of this automatic email marketing sequence. People download your free guide, they download the app, they pay for the app. And it just starts happening automatically. You'll wake up in the morning. It's amazing. I wake up, I've got 3 new customers. This is amazing. So then step 7, module 7 we talk about is customer-driven iteration. So once you start getting customers, what you'll quickly find out is that the app you thought you wanted to build is not the app that people wanted. Okay, there's features you thought were important that nobody wanted, and then there's features you didn't think of that everybody wants. Okay, it's just how software development works. So again, I always try to start with a minimum viable product. So you want to just build something as simple as possible, and then you get feedback as often as you can. So your first, 5, 10 customers are extremely valuable. And, the first 5 or 10 customers I have in a new business, I just hammer them with questions. I send them surveys. I say, hey, what are you using the app for? I keep good analytics in my apps for, okay, what features are people using? What buttons do people click on? What do they not? And then that helps future development of that app. You'll make that app better over time. You'll find, in my hypothetical helping redheads fit into society better app, you'll find that the hair dyeing feature where you teach redheads to dye their hair brown so they fit in. This is all hypothetical, but you find nobody wants that. Redheads want to keep their red hair. And so eventually you're like, okay, well, let's take out that hair dyeing section. Nobody wanted that. But then you find out, redheads want a community aspect of the app. I think I'm taking this redhead app too far. This is not a real app. Let me know in the comments if you want it. Maybe I'll build it. Go submit it to the app program. But you use customer info, you use feedback from the customers to hone your app, to hone your marketing. Your sales, your email sequence that you put together, your initial guide you put together, you'll start getting feedback that, hey, this didn't resonate with me. I don't care about this aspect of it. I care about this aspect of it. And so your marketing materials will improve, your app will improve, which leads to more customers, more recurring monthly revenue, which leads to better info, more feedback from customers, which makes a better product, better marketing. And it's kind of this hockey stick of growth. So then step 8, and people jump to this too quickly. But once you have your app pretty well honed in, and you have your marketing pretty well honed in, you have your marketing funnel pretty well honed in, then you can start investing some money into ads. Whether it be Facebook ads, Instagram, there's something kids use today called TikTok. I'm not super familiar with it. I hear about it, but I don't know what it is. I downloaded it once, and then I opened it, and it's just people just dancing. I was a little confused, did not see the value, deleted it, and I have not installed it again since. But apparently that's where the youths all are these days. So, you can use Facebook ads, Google ads, Twitter ads, TikTok ads, whatever the case might be. And in general, you're pointing people to your lead magnet. You're not pointing people direct to, hey, give me money. Again, they don't know. They're just on their Facebook feed. They're not really looking to spend money. But you devote them to, hey, would you like to know for free how to fit in better as a redhead in society? And then, internet marketing is amazing, Facebook especially, because you can actually target people based on their interests, based on what groups they like. You can look for, redhead Facebook groups and target people in those groups. But what this does, this is kind of just pouring gasoline onto the fire, where now you have, if you did have maybe 50 people that were visiting your lead magnet each month, Well, with ads, okay, now maybe you have 500. Maybe you 10x that with a few dollars into marketing, and that just makes your funnel, it just grows the number of people that you're putting into the top of your funnel. So then modules 9 and modules 10, this would be for the future, okay? This would be for the far future, but this is the goal for a lot of people, is you want to make your business acquirable. So you don't want to work in this business forever. You want to grow it to a certain point, turn it into kind of this cash generating machine, and then sell it to someone and take a big chunk of money. So again, this was a big part of my journey, but we'll talk about how to turn your business. Even if you're making $500 a month from this app, we'll go through, okay, what do you need to start thinking about to get this ready to sell? How do you start putting it in front of potential buyers? And then finally, the exit strategy. And this is the goal for a lot of people. Again, I sold my initial app for 7 figures, completely changed my life, and we'll talk through kind of that process as well. But I'm excited to go on this journey with people. I think a lot more in my YouTube videos. And again, I apologize, I haven't gotten a lot out. I've been just completely swamped. But I'm excited to go through this process with people. So you are more than welcome to join this new school community. We already got Doug in there, but it's brand new. I'm going to do Friday live Zooms. So I'll hop on Zoom and answer questions. I'll go through one of these modules or a certain topic and then answer questions from people. We have a community, so you can post kind of your ideas and we'll give feedback on your idea. Is that enough of a pain point that you're solving? Is that more of a vitamin? Do you need to work on that, hone that in a little bit? And then, of course, as I mentioned before, please go submit your app ideas. I love them. It's one of my favorite things is when you have a new app idea submission. I love that. We've had almost 2,000. Maybe the 2,000th app submission I will build for free for somebody. That's a good idea. I'm not sure what we're at. I think we're at like 1,970 or something like that. So go submit your app idea, and the 2,000th one, I'll go ahead and build for free. Okay, so that could be you. Could get a free app. And then, of course, if you're ready to join the program, we're taking probably 1 or 2 a week. We just don't want to grow too quickly, but you can join the app passive profit plan, where basically my team will walk through that whole process for you. So in the school community, we'll teach it to you. You go do it. In the app passive profit plan, we'll go through the whole process for you. Again, getting your feedback along the way. But let me know in the comments. What do you think about this? Are you bummed that I'm not doing a ton of crypto? I just don't like it. It's not what I'm passionate about right now. It's really hard to make videos if you're not passionate about something. And let me know in the comments, what's the best way for me to work in the Lord? That's what I'm truly passionate about is eternal wealth. Okay, like you can make all this money here, and it's fine. It's good. But someday you're going to die. And then whatever money you made is not going to be valuable to you. Again, I'm reminded, the pharaohs in the pyramids, they would be buried with all their possessions because they're like, hey, we accumulated all this. We want to take it with us to the afterlife. But that's not the way that it works. Paul says in 1 Timothy, you brought nothing into this world and you'll take nothing out of it. What you make in this world is just limited to these, 70, 80 years that you're here. But when you use your money to serve the Lord, to serve other people, you can trade temporal wealth for eternal wealth. Jesus says, don't store up treasure here on earth where moth and rust destroy, where thieves break in and steal. Store up treasure in heaven where moth and rust can't destroy. Thieves can't break in and steal. People can't rug pull you in heaven. Put your treasure there, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So let me know in the comments if you have ideas for me to do that. I've thought about turning this channel just into like a Bible channel because that's really what I want to talk about. But there's a lot of Bible channels out there. There's not a lot of Christian entrepreneurs out there. So maybe this is more valuable. But let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate you guys very much. God bless you all. I miss some of the regulars. I miss you guys. I'm so sorry I've not been super active in my community. I've had a lot going on in real life. Not that YouTube isn't real life, but in my physical body, had a lot going on. And then this app program it's taken a lot of time, a lot of energy, but I really am enjoying it. So appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you all, and we will talk to you later.